This week we clearly all have been very shocked by what has happened in Paris, and it has brought up the whole question of free speech and how do we allow free speech and yet protect minorities at the same time. And I have to say, I think this is a tricky question. Clearly a magazine like the one that was targeted has a reputation for satire, and they have both political and religious and I think other targets for that satire. And they like to point out hypocrisy, and of course that's something that Rabbi Burns did several hundred years ago in Scotland, pointing out the hypocrisy of both politicians and of religious people. And I fully support that kind of freedom, and I certainly do not think there should be blasphemy laws or such like. I mean, the reality is that God, Allah, Muhammad, Jesus, they're all big enough to look after themselves. We don't need to protect them, but we do need to protect minorities. And that's why some people have questioned me that if we're having freedom of speech, then does that mean that we allow hate speech? Does that mean that people can attack Catholics, gypsy travellers, Irish, black people, all of these kind of things? And that's not the kind of freedom of speech that I'm looking for. I want protection for minority groups within our societies. Motive is part of the issue here. It's very hard to tell people's motives, but we can be racist unintentionally as well as intentionally. And we really need to challenge all these things. I'm on the Equal Opportunities Committee. There are so many minority groups, even large groups obviously like women, who are not being fairly treated in our society. So yes, we need to be committed to helping minorities and looking after those who are minorities. But at the same time, we need to very much protect freedom of speech, which has been so horribly attacked in France this week.